You're listening to Flawda Girls Diaries, Episode 9. They say this story comes from the pages of a Flawda Girl's diary. It may be a girl I know. Maybe she's me. Maybe she ain't. Is it true? Almost entirely. August 17th, 2025, 5:33 a.m. Dear Diary, I need to vent right quick. It's been 3 weeks since the breakup, and I'm finally ready to admit what I knew the whole time. I saw it coming. Not in a clairvoyant, my ancestors warned me in a dream kind of way. More like a polite inner whisper. The kind that taps your shoulder in a crowded room and says, "Hey sis, you sure about this one?" I wasn't even looking for anything serious. Not really. I had just re-downloaded the app. Again. Not because I was hopeful, but because I was bored. The holidays were creeping up, and I didn't want another just me and my microwave dinner kind of Thanksgiving. I wasn't desperate, just open. And sometimes, when you leave the door cracked just a little, the wrong one slides in wearing cologne and good conversation. And of course, I waved that voice off. Blew past every yellow flag like I was late for a flight called Delusion Airlines. No gate, no boarding pass, just vibes and potential. Here's the thing. I had 3 deal breakers, real ones, non-negotiables, the kind you bring up to your therapist with sweat dripping down your temples, and that therapist starts taking notes at a concerning pace without looking up because their professional wheels are turning about how to explore this deeper. Deal breaker number 1. Smoking. Let me clarify. Weed? Cool. Hookah? Fine, occasionally. But a grown-ass man still buying Newports in 2025? That's a no. No. Hell to the no, no, no. That's a spiritual no. That's the kind of no that echoes in your chest like a warning bell. Red flag. On our first date, I slid into the passenger seat of his car, cute and hopeful, smelling like cocoa butter and possibility. And the first thing I saw was a crumpled backwoods wrapper wedged in the door pocket. I smiled playfully and asked, "So, you smoke?" Thinking it was just weed. Then I threw in, half joking, "What about cigarettes?" You know, just in case the Lord was testing me. He sighed and gave that shoulder shrug men do when they know that answer ain't gonna land right. "Yeah, sometimes," he said. Sometimes? I should have taken off my seatbelt and walked back inside. Instead, I cracked the windows like that would fix it, like air circulation could cancel out trauma. And when I say trauma, I mean it. My mother smoked Newports when I was a kid, and I used to stuff towels under my bedroom door like I was trying to contain a chemical spill. That smell clung to my jackets, my hair, my childhood. My 3rd grade teacher once pulled me to the side and told me I smelled like cigarettes, and advised me to advise my mother not to smoke in the car on the way to school. I did. And do you know what my mama said? "Tell her to mind her damn business." And to school, smelling like smoke, I continued to go. To this day, cigarette smoke makes my stomach turn. And somehow, I still found myself 3 weeks later stuck in traffic with this man, windows cracked, watching him light one. I tried to hold my breath through an entire 3-minute voice note from my best friend. Didn't even hear what she said. But here's the part that sickens me. I still tried. I bought peppermint air fresheners. I kept gum in the glove box for him. I started timing our intimacy around when he smoked last. Like maybe with an hour or so, the scent would be gone. But making out made me gag. The scent was still there, lingering, embedded, on his tongue, in his gums. But apparently, I believed in potential more than I believed in my peace. Deal breaker number 2. He was shorter than me. I know. It sounds shallow, and I tried to be better. Truly. I told myself I was evolved, that love isn't height dependent, and maybe God was just humbling me, that maybe my soulmate came in a smaller package. But here's what they don't tell you. When your man is shorter than you and insists on hugging you standing up, you start to feel like the big spoon in public. One time, I wore a pair of kitten heels to a friend's wedding, a modest little 1.5-inch lift, and still felt like I was escorting my date to his middle school prom. The photographer asked us to look lovingly into each other's eyes, and I had to tilt my chin all the way down like I was inspecting the top of his scalp for lint. It wasn't even about appearances. It was how it made me feel. I'm someone who's spent most of my life trying to take up less space. And yet, standing next to him, I felt enormous. Not just physically, emotionally. Like I had to shrink again to make him feel big. Make him feel wanted. Make him feel like I wasn't towering over his manhood. And the worst part? I caught myself actually Googling tall women, short men love stories, like it was a genre I needed to study to convince myself this could work. Meanwhile, my heels sat untouched in the back of my closet like dreams deferred. Deal breaker number 3. That damn fraternity. Ciao. Of all the letters in the Greek alphabet, he had to be repping them. The same ones who used to bark at me on the yard like I was a mail carrier. I spent 4 years clowning them with my line sisters, only to end up playing spades at their homecoming cookout like I belonged. And the worst part? He was proud, like honored. Real bad. Had their letters on his license plate, his phone case, his socks. If I had $1 for every item of Nelia he had, I could have paid off my student loans. At first, I laughed it off. I told myself, it's just part of his college identity. But nah, this man was in a full-blown relationship with his frat. I was the side chick, and the brotherhood was his main. After sex, like right after, this man would literally jump up, throw on a hoodie, kiss me on the forehead like I was the homie, and drive 30 minutes across town to play video games with his LBs at 2 a.m. Not a cuddle, not a glass of water, just, I'm gonna go chill with the bros. Sir, are y'all gaming or spooning? He once told me, I just want them to like you. Them? Baby, I'm dating you. Or am I? Every double date was with his frat and their girls. And if I didn't wear our little matching colors to the event, he'd get genuinely upset. Like real frustrated. Why you ain't showing no love? He'd say. Standing there in his royal purple button-up and gold tie, waiting for me to transform into the Omega Barbie version of myself I never signed up for. One time, I wore black instead of purple, and he dead-ass pouted in the car. Didn't speak to me until we got to the cookout. That was the moment I realized I was in a group project I didn't sign up for. and I was carrying all the emotional labor while he and his frat brothers played Madden, hopped around dancing at oil spills with their tongues out, barking at barbecue ribs. I mean, it was cute at first. The sister-in-law jokes, the extra chicken wings on my plate, the illusion of being a part of something. But eventually, I realized I didn't want to be part of that particular something because it wasn't our relationship. It was theirs. I was just the accessory. And still, I held on. I kept showing up, trying to turn orange flags to beige. I rationalized his habits, laughed off the micro shrinks to my spirit, and told myself that discomfort was just growth in disguise. But deep down, I wasn't growing. I was shrinking. I had twisted myself into someone more palatable, more forgiving, more chill. I'd softened my voice, shrunk my boundaries, and dimmed my shine to make sure he felt like the bigger light. The truth is, he wasn't asking me to do that. I did it to myself. And that's the part that stings the most. Because I know better. I knew better. And still, I stayed. I stayed because when it was just us, he made playlists with my name in the title. He remembered how I take my herbal tea. He called my grandma on her birthday. That version felt like a win. Like maybe I'd stumbled onto a hidden gem. Flawed, yes, but rare. But you know what's not rare? Ignoring the voice inside you because you want to believe you've finally found someone who gets you. The truth? He never really did. He got the version of me that was trying to make it work. The one that was softening her edges, rounding off her expectations, reshuffling priorities like they were negotiable. And here's the kicker. He broke up with me. Yep. After I bent over backward like a Cirque du Soleil audition, he had the nerve to end things. Said he needed space and wasn't ready. I sat on that couch nodding like a fool, my throat tight and my eyes full. I think I even apologized. For what? I don't know. For being available? For ignoring myself? That night after he left, I didn't cry over him. I cried over me. Over the version of me that kept shrinking. The one who traded in her deal breakers for the dream of companionship. The one who tried to have what they call staying power. I wrapped myself in that too small blanket of a relationship and called it warmth. Because warmth isn't the same as love. And now, I'm in recovery, realignment, restoration. All the R words that sound like they belong in a Beyoncé interlude. I light the candles I used to light before dates just because. I even bought myself flowers. Not because of some self-love cliche, but because my coffee table looked lonely and I wanted to see something bloom. So, I sit. Writing in this journal I bought 3 months ago and kept saying I'd write in when I had something to say. Well, I've got something to say now. Next time, I'll listen to that quiet voice the first time. My being speaking to me from within. I'll remember that love shouldn't feel like I'm dragging my soul uphill. It should feel like home. And I'm on my way back. Thank you for listening to an almost entirely untrue short story from Flawda Girls Diaries.